Welcome back to the Best Bar None channel. My name is Joe Carson Smith. Today we're gonna make the best bar none fudge that ever existed. So let's go through the ingredients. You're gonna need evaporated milk. I prefer Pet brand. Salted butter. I usually get KerryGold because it has such great flavor. You need a whole jar of jet puffed marshmallow cream. You're going to also need some salt, some sugar, some vanilla, so get your preferred vanilla. This is Madagascar vanilla, but just whatever your favorite vanilla is. You need a whole package of semi-sweet morsels or semi-sweet chips. I prefer the Nestle Artisan that are the 48% semi-sweet. And you're gonna need a 9x9 pan to pour the fudge in. You're gonna need some non-stick Reynolds wrap to line your pan to keep the fudge from sticking. And then you need a few utensils, so definitely you want yourself a candy spoon. I really like the bamboo spoons, so get a bamboo spoon or a wooden spoon. You need a small spatula to scrape your marshmallow cream out into the pan, and you need a few various measuring cups, more specifically a half a cup and a half a teaspoon. Let's get started. So the first thing you want to do is line your pan with foil. I turn the pan over because when you pull your foil out, approximately twice to 2.5 times the length of the pan. That's because once the fudge is all done and you have it in the pan, when you pull it out of the pan, you can use the foil to keep your fudge fresh. So make your foil longer so you can wrap it over at the end. Pull yourself some off. On here, of course, it will literally say non-stick side, and that's the side you want to go up. So mold that around your pan. Again, I flipped the pan upside down. So you want to mold that around the pan. Once you have, flip your pan over. And I'm going to move the spoons and instruments over here so you can see how this is working out. So then now that your pan is turned over, work the foil down into it. Again, make sure you can read non-stick so you know that the non-stick side is up. And you have your pan prepped. So once you have your pan prepped, set this aside. We'll get that back at the end. And now we're gonna put all of our ingredients that are going to be melted and boiled into the fudge into our pan. And you want to start with wet ingredients. So the first one that you're going to start with is your evaporated milk. So grab yourself a can opener, puncture a couple holes in it to let the air go through, and get yourself 2/3 of a cup. And this is candy, so be very specific. It needs to be as exactly as you can, 2/3 of a cup. And let that drip out. You need 4 tablespoons of butter. It's also 2 ounces. It's also half a stick of butter. So in my case, it's going to be 1/4 of this package. So mark yourself half, mark yourself 1/4, and cut it off all the way down. And once you have that all the way down, go ahead and get your butter into the pan. Don't do what I just did and get it everywhere or make a mess, but is what it is. The next ingredients you want to put into your pan is the marshmallow cream. I already pulled the top off the marshmallow cream. And once you do, take your spatula, go all the way around the outside. Get that all into your pan as much as possible. It's sticky, gooey goodness that doesn't want to come out, but I know you'll be successful. This marshmallow cream is one of the reasons this fudge tastes so good. It gives it a beautiful creamy texture. Go all the way around, and when you have most of it out, grab the spoon that you're going to be stirring with here momentarily and scrape the rest of the marshmallow cream in. All right, I'll put that spatula over there. So next you want to add 1.5 cups of sugar. So we'll get 3, this is a 1/2 cup measuring, so we'll just get 3 of these. So we have 1, 2, make sure they're level, grab yourself, I'm using a butter knife. And of course, number 3. You're then going to need yourself 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So get your 1/4 teaspoon. You can use whatever your preferred salt is. Sometimes I use Himalayan pink salt. Today we're just using some Morton table salt. Put in 1/4 teaspoon. And those are all of the ingredients that you're gonna put in for now. So we're gonna turn on the burner a little above medium. So if there was a scale of 1 to 10, put it on about a 6. So get that going. And you need to set a timer for 10 minutes. So over here on the oven, I just set a timer for 10 minutes. Now, all of these ingredients need to be stirred constantly. You don't have to vigorously stir them, but they need to be stirred the entire time. You're making a candy, and this will melt, and then it's going to boil, and then it's going to caramelize. Now, once it does caramelize, we have 2 last things to add. We have some vanilla to put in, and our morsels, our chocolate chips. So for 10 minutes here, we're going to keep stirring and let this boil down. You'll know when it's done because the marshmallow cream will turn from a white color to a caramely brown color, and I'm gonna show you what that looks like on camera. So I hope you're excited. I love fudge. This is a family recipe, and I cannot even tell you how many times I've made it, but many, many times through the years, everybody loves this fudge, so I've now coined it the best fudge, bar none. Now, when you're stirring your fudge, do make sure you scrape the entire bottom of the pan as you're stirring. So don't randomly stir around. You do want to stir purposefully and make sure that you're using the flat edge of your spoon here. Again, the flat edge, you can see, to scrape the bottom of the saucepan. That way none of your fudge is going to burn on the bottom of the pan. Nobody wants burnt fudge. Nobody. So yeah, keep stirring. And I will see you in about 5 minutes. We will check and see how it's going. So folks, we're at about the 5-minute mark. So this has been cooking for 5 minutes. You can see that there are little bubbles starting to form on the surface of the candy. So we're gonna keep stirring for another 5 minutes. You will see that the candy comes to a boil, and then we'll be ready to add our vanilla and our chips. Okay, so we have about 1.5 minutes left. I just wanted you to see how the candy is boiling, which it should. So we're gonna finish out the last 1.5 minutes. Okay, so our timer just went off. Let me stop that. This is where you wanna put in 1 teaspoon of vanilla, so keep stirring. This candy is boiling, so get the vanilla in. Just guesstimate your 1 teaspoon. And then you want to immediately also pour your chips in and stir vigorously, 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 vigorously. You're melting all of the chips and combining them into what you just prepared. But stir as quickly as possible. You can go ahead and turn your heat off, but you want to combine this as quickly as you darn can and get it into the pan. But do make sure you melt the chips really well. So stir really vigorously. Stir, 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 stir. When it looks all combined and nice and smooth, go ahead and pour it into the pan. Get as much out as possible. It will start fudging immediately. And of course, you can then grab a spoon and get with your friends and family and enjoy what's left in the pan. All right. All right, give it a little bit of a knock. Let it smooth out. And I'll show you how this looks. In the other camera, we're showing you how this looks. So you pour it out, you're gonna let it sit. It takes 30 minutes to an hour before this is really ready to eat. Now, there are some options that you can include that I didn't do this time. If you like pecans, you can add 2 cups of pecans. Just make sure to break them up into either halves or quarters or smaller pieces, whatever you like. So after you put in the vanilla and then the chips, throw in 2 cups of pecans, stir, 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 stir. But again, so vanilla, chips, stir all that, then add the pecans. So in other words, make sure your chips are stirred in really well first. And then add the pecans, because the pecans are going to be room temperature and they will cool it down very quickly. So then put that out into your pan. Some other options that you can do to make other flavors of fudge. You can put any flavor of chip that you want. So today we used the Nestle Artisan 48%. You can put butterscotch, you can put white chocolate, you can put peanut butter chips, you can put a combination. You can even layer your fudge. So if you, for instance, get a 9 by 13 inch pan, you could, for instance, make a layer of peanut butter fudge first, and then make yourself a second batch and put a layer of chocolate fudge on top. So in a way, then you have Reese's flavored fudge. You can get wild and crazy however you like. Folks, if you like to live your life being the best bar none, don't forget we've got a line of products that you can check out. We've got our cups, one that I'm drinking out of today. Here we go. And we have various other kitchen utensils that can help you out through your daily life. Check them out. I'll put links below in the description. If you loved making fudge with me today, please subscribe. Please hit the like button, and we will see you next time on The Best Bar None. So here's the bonus I was talking about. We're gonna make a quick batch of butterscotch. I'm gonna make it the exact same way. I've already got the ingredients in the pan, and I'll show you how it looks at the end. So stay tuned just a second. Okay folks, it's been 10 minutes. You're gonna add your vanilla again. Stir that in, and immediately this time we're putting, butterscotch morsels. So get all those in. I spilled a few on the counter, but that's okay. We'll just eat those. Stir as vigorously as you can. All right, and get it into your pan. Yum. This smells so good. So good. All right, don't forget to grab a spoon. The hot candy is really like the best part. And we now have also some butterscotch fudge. Thanks again for watching.